Good morning and welcome back to All the Fun. So let me pin myself real quick. Boom. Now you should only see me. So first off, I'm outside because, it's a pretty nice little day. You're going to hear some birds. You're going to hear my dogs. So it is what it is. Okay. Just be patient with it. So it is Monday, April 6th. So welcome. This week is the week that we're going to start getting back into a little bit more going over new content. And by a little bit, I mean, we're going to hit the ground. We're going to keep running. Okay. So today, you will not use your books today. You will start using your books tomorrow. Okay. So I'm going to give you a big introduction into the metric system today. And then we're going to go more into the specific little pieces of the metric system and the conversion system. Okay. So just a big step look at it. Okay. So we're going to start with metric because most of y'all are not really familiar with the metric system. Some of you may have had it through a few previous courses, whether it was math or science. Yes, we will use our books tomorrow. We're not going to use our books today. Okay. Starting tomorrow, we use the books. But the metric system, y'all have had bits and pieces, but you've never really gone in depth on it. Okay. So we're going to start that process of going into the process. Okay. So in America, we use the American Standard System. Okay. Most of you know that as feet, inches, and everything else like that. Okay. Everywhere else in the world, they pretty much use a system called the metric system. Okay. So it's a base 10 system. Okay. So that means every single one goes up by tens. Okay. So don't freak out about that. Just think it's super easy to make it grow and shrink by powers of 10. Okay. That's the whole process. Literally, that is the entire process completely. Trust me, and you'll see. Okay. Yes, you will know what page. Well, let's be honest. The only thing left we had in the book was chapter 11 and chapter 12. If we're starting on measurements today with the metric system, which chapter do you think we're going to be in? Chapter 11, that's the measurements, or chapter 12, that's geometry? We're going to be in the measurement chapter. Okay, we're going to be in chapter 11. So we're going to finish the book this year. Okay, so we're going to start in chapter 11. There may be some that we kind of jump through, but that's going to be the process. Okay, so we're going to start in chapter 11 starting tomorrow. I'm just trying to give you a big snapshot of what is to come in the metric system. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen. And what we're going to do, boom, we're going to go right here. So all of you have access to this. Okay, this right here can very easily become a very big friend to you. Okay, so as you see right here, it's centimeter, meter, and kilometer. Okay, those are the big ones. Okay, you will also see millimeter, centimeter, and meters over here as well. Okay, so think about this. Okay, what is the only one that doesn't have a prefix? Meter. So in the metric system for like distance, meter is the standard. Meter is the base of everything. Okay, so meter is what you know. Okay, so what a meter really is, let's think about it. Have any of you ever heard meter used before? Yeah, you should have. If you like watching the Olympics at all, meters are huge. Okay, meters are used nonstop in like distance, right? So I'm not going to pull up the chat real quick. We'll go back to the chat here in just a second. We're going to go through this real quick, and then I'll go back over there and answer that. Okay, but think about running. Okay, it's the 400 meter, it's the 200 meter, it's the 800 meter. Usain Bolt has made millions of dollars from being the fastest person to run 100 meters. Okay, so a little bit longer than one side of a football field is 100 meters. Okay, so have you ever heard people talk about 5Ks? running a 5K, running a 10K. Yeah? Guess what? All that is K is kilometers. Okay? So K is kilometers. So 5K is 5 kilometers. Please stop drawing on my screen. Thank you. So that's all that is. So 5 kilometers is about 3.2 miles. Okay? They have the big measurement conversions down at the bottom, but you don't really have to worry about that. Okay? If anybody's ever going to want you to do those, they're going to give you those specific conversions. Okay? The ones that you have to know are the standard conversions right here and the metric conversions right here. Okay? Most of you should know these because you've gone over them for years and years and years. Okay? These metric conversions you really haven't gone over. Okay? So I'm just trying to give you a nice compressed, this is what it's going to look like. Okay? So let's keep rolling with this thought. Okay? So meters are our base. Okay? Meters are our base. Okay? That's the basic standard of this whole thing. So every other measurement is going to have a prefix attached to it. Okay? So a prefix is when the words, they have like an attachment on the front that has a direct meaning, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's start with the one that it says at the top. So we're going to start right here where it says centimeter. What do you think centa means? It means 100. Okay. So back in the day, a centurion was a squadron of 100 people. What you probably use it more for is a century. A century is every 100 years. Okay. So centi literally means 100. Okay. So the one right beside it is milli. Okay. Think of a ruler. When you look at a ruler, one side says inches. You flip it over, the other side says centimeters, right? And then centimeters has all those little dashes in between, right? That is the millimeters. Okay. So milli. So it's not million, it's milli. Milli, it literally means 1,000. Okay. Okay. It means 1,000. Because how many thousands do you have to make a million? 1,000. Okay. So milli is smaller than centimeter. Okay. So it takes 1 centimeter to become 10 millimeters. Okay. It takes 100 centimeters to become 1 meter. Okay. So using that thought, how many meters or how many millimeters does it take to become a meter? It takes 1,000. Okay. Because 100 times 10, because right here takes 100 centimeters to become 1 meter. It takes 1 centimeter to become 10 millimeters. Okay. So literally what that is 100 times 10. Okay. So all we do is we take the 0 from the 10, put it with the 100, and it becomes 1,000. Okay. It's the whole process. Okay. I know some of this, you're just going to be like, oh my goodness, Mr. Wright, none of this makes any sense. Why did you do this to me? Okay. Breathe. Okay. This is all meant to just be a quick introduction for you to kind of start getting your head wrapped around it. Okay. That's all it is. So the last thing we're going to touch on here is kilometers. Okay. So 5Ks, they're big, they're huge, right? So a meter is pretty well equivalent to a yard. Okay. So about 3 feet. It's a little bit bigger. Okay. But that's literally all it is. So if you look right here, 1 meter equals 3.2 feet. So about 1.1 yards. Okay. So that's how big a meter is. So it's a little over 3 feet. Okay. That's it. So it's not a huge, crazy number. But once you start getting kilometers involved, it starts getting pretty big pretty quickly. Okay? So think about that. It takes 1,000 meters to become 1 kilometer. Okay? Can we quickly figure out how many centimeters are in a kilometer? Jay, give me 1 second and I'll answer your question, okay? I'll come to you here in just a few seconds. So 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So we have 1,000 meters. How many centimeters does it take to become 1 meter? 100. So 1,000 times 100 is what? 100,000. So it takes 100,000 centimeters to become 1 kilometer. Okay. Jay, I'm looking for your name. I don't see you. Jay, you still here with us? You had your hand raised. Yes, there you are. Jay, what's your question, buddy?
I don't understand about the when they pull the page up.
Okay.
I don't understand about the meters. I mean,
Okay.
because the meter is 100 centimeters.
Correct.
And the centimeter equals 10 millimeters. The millimeters means 1,000, and that's where I got confused about.
Okay.
About how that works.
Okay. So, okay. So, milli is thousandths. Okay. So it's getting smaller. So it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller when milli. Okay. Because it goes from meter that's right here. Centi is right here because it's 100. So the next step past it is milli. Okay.
Okay.
So centi is typically the unit that they use. There's another unit right here that we're not going to get into, and then here's meter. Okay. So meter is 1. Okay. So meter is 1. Centi is we divided it by 100. We divided 1 meter by 100. Okay.
Okay.
Then when we go to milli, we literally divided by another 10 over here. Okay. So now we're in the thousandths place.
Okay.
Okay. That's literally what milli is. But the metric system does a different idea of the whole system. Where we're sitting here dividing by 100 and dividing by 1,000, that's literally what they're doing. But they use things called powers of tens and everything like that. Okay. So that's the next level of where this is going that we won't get into this year. Okay. Where they have powers of tens going this way and going this way. Okay. Right now, we're not there. So right now, you just have to understand that meter is the base. Okay. And if you want to convert what you have in meters to milli, you have to multiply by 1,000. Okay.
Okay.
And if you want to multiply by centimeters, you have to multiply by 100. Okay. So centimeters to meters is times 100. So meters to centimeters is divide by 100. Meters to milli is divide by 1,000. Does that make sense? Okay. That's the whole process. Okay. When you're going from milli to meters, you multiply by 1,000. When you go from meters to milli, you divide by 1,000. When you go from centimeters to meters, you multiply by 100. When you go from meters to centimeters, you divide by 100. When you go from meters to kilometers, you multiply by 1,000. When you go from kilometers to meters, you divide by 1,000. Okay? That's the entire process. Okay? Does anybody else have questions, concerns, anything I can help talk you through real quick? If you do, raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Okay. And here's how this process is going to go. I'm seeing a whole lot of notes. So if somebody says yes here in just a second, I'll answer your questions. So this is how it's going to go. Here in just a second, when I get finished uploading all of this information, I'm going to post everything in a brand new tab. Okay. So all the comments that have been made today, everything else in the chat below on the Google Classroom is going to be deleted. I'm going to post a new thing and it's going to have a direct assignment. Okay. Attached to it is going to be this video. Math Antics also has a conversion video that if you want to watch or confused, you can watch that, or you can ask me questions. 3, the conversion chart is going to be posted there. And 4, an assignment is going to be posted there. Okay. So how you need to turn in the assignment. You can turn it in 1,000 different ways. Okay. Not really 1,000, but quite a few different ways. You want to take a picture of it. Like if you want to print it off at home, take a picture of it, boom, perfect. Post it in there as a PDF, you're good. You don't have a printer at home. Literally open up a Google document, put your answers there, okay? It's 20 questions, okay? It's 20 questions, simple conversion. All you have to do for the answers is put the information, put the numbers, and put the unit. That's it. Okay, that's the way I would do it. Simply open a Google Doc. Yes, absolutely. Please use that chart. Keep that chart forever. Okay, that chart is going to become very, very beneficial for you. Please use that chart. Okay, so we're talking about how to turn these in. Okay, you want to print it at home and take a picture of it? Cool, that's fine. You want to do it on a scratch sheet of paper? Take a picture of it, turn it in that way. Cool. The way I would do it is go on a Google document and just, 1 through 20, and then put your answers. So you need a number answer and the units, okay? So it's going to be 10 pretty simple conversions, or 20 pretty simple conversions, okay? If you have questions, hit me in the chat, okay? So the process is going to be this. It's going to take me 10 minutes to upload this. It's a worksheet, so it's going to be pretty hard for you to put the answers in the assignment unless you physically print it off. If you print it off, then absolutely print it off, fill it all in there, and then put it there. Okay. So what's going to happen is this. I'm going to delete the previous post when I have everything uploaded, ready to go. Okay. Until then, all of this is still going to sit where it is. So you're going to have to complete the assignment that's attached. I'm going to attach 4 things. I'm going to attach this video. I'll attach Math Antics. I will attach the conversion chart, which you can and should use on this process. Okay. Use it. It's there for a reason. The 4th thing is the assignment. Okay. You need to complete the assignment and turn it into the tab. Okay. So this week, we are fully into new content, so I've got to be able to see what you are doing. Okay. No, it's not due today. Okay. I'm glad you asked that, Bethany. So all of this will be open until Sunday at noon. Okay. All assignments through the rest of the week will be open till about Sunday at noon. Okay. So that means you have from Monday to Sunday at 11:58 to turn it in. Okay. Because on Sunday, all of it's going to be reaped. Everything you've turned in is going to be reaped by us. And then everything else is going to be deleted. Okay. The entire Google Classroom will be wiped and set up for the frame to start the next week. Kind of like this week was. Okay. Did you notice that everything below the initial, hey, here's the expectations, was deleted? That's how it's going to look every single Monday. So it's not overwhelming, taking you 20 minutes to find an assignment. Okay. We will wipe everything weekly. We will wipe it in terms for you. What we will do for us is we will archive it. So we will take and archive everything. So everything you've done will be archived and saved, but you won't be able to edit or see it anymore. Okay. Somebody's trying to ask me a question privately. You're going to have to be a little bit more specific on what you want. Okay. So remember, here's how the schedule looks for the week. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are new content days. Okay. Every single day, 10 o'clock, we're going to be right here. Okay. Friday is a recovery day for y'all. Okay. That's a day where if you were struggling with something, you can come back and say, hey, Mr. Wright, I was struggling with this. Can we go back over this? Yeah. If you need to ask me something, ask me in the chat, and then I will, if it's a private thing, I will answer it privately. If it's a group thing, I'll answer a group. Okay. You just got to hit me in the chat. Friday is a recovery day. Okay. Remember, you also have RTI. Okay. Friday is also going to be specials. We are going to highly recommend that you do specials on those days. Okay. So on Friday, we will post all the specials activities that they would like you to do. Pick 2. Okay. Do some of those things. Okay. So we hit you with a lot of information. Okay. Hit you with a lot of information, a lot of new things. Well, we cleared it this morning. Okay. Sorry. Sunday, Monday morning, really not that much of a difference. It was cleared before we started everything on Monday. Tuesdays and Thursdays are not RTI. So for me, you have been given a weekly RTI assignment. How you choose to do that is up to you. Okay. Jorge, yes, I will probably do a Zoom on Friday, but it's not going to be me teaching new content. It's going to be me teaching, me just going back over topics that you may be struggling with. Okay. So Friday is much more of a, like I said, a catch-up day, where if you were struggling with something, so instead of just screaming about it, it's that. Okay. Yes, I will do a Zoom every day at 10. Okay. A Zoom every day at 10.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, sir.
is Miss Fisher going to do a Zoom?
I do not know if she will do like a daily Zoom like I'm doing. That I don't know. I know we have a social Zoom every day at 2. And I know she will be there at that time. But I do not know if she's going to do a Zoom like this. I know she recorded a video this morning. I think there's going to be some days that she does a Zoom. But on days that she's, reading the story, like reading the chapters, she won't do a Zoom. She'll just record the video and then put it up there. Muhammad, to answer your question, as of right now, we still go back the 20th. So as of right now, we go back to school on the 20th, is my understanding. Nothing else has been said about that. However, Asa, your governor, is supposed to be coming on today to make a comment about school. And he goes on every day at 1:30. So I anticipate a change of date whether later on in the year or all year like this. What he's going to say. My guess is that he's going to say May 3rd, push it back for 2 weeks. As a teacher, this drives me crazy because I'd much rather have all of y'all in my classroom getting to talk to y'all, getting to actually see real life. But I think he's going to try to continue to support that idea where ultimately we want to get everybody back in the classroom. But
Okay.
So, he kind of holds that power right now. So He's going to announce something today. I just don't know what it will be. But when that's announced, we'll tell your parents first, and we'll tell y'all. As of right now, we go back the 20th. However, that very well may change today when ASA gets on there. Okay. Anybody else? Questions, concerns? Okay. Okay. So it takes about 10 minutes for me to convert this to put it on YouTube for it to actually load up and everything. So give me till 10:45 and the assignment and everything will be posted. Okay. So just give me a few minutes and everything will be there. If you need something in the meantime, you can hit me in the Google Classroom chat in my little tab and then I can answer it. Okay. So thank y'all. I'll probably see y'all too. Okay. So talk to y'all later.